Alright, well, I just want to welcome everybody here to a brand new channel that I'm trying to make for my fellow modelers here at the Beginner Expert Plastic Modeling. Basically what I want to do on this channel is help people get into it. Because there's people even like my brother that has never done anything like this, never built, any kind of models. Like here I have the Apollo 11, Saturn V, and then obviously the RMS Titanic. If anybody's a fan of these guys, just a couple things I've built. But like him, he wouldn't even know where to begin. He'd have no clue. It's not like some beginner's gonna walk in the store and go buy, a level 5 and just bring it home. They're not gonna have a clue what they got themselves into. So what I want to do is kind of explain some of the tools you'll need, what the difference of brands, and also the difference of levels. Because just like anything else, there's a beginner and there's an expert level. So most of these models, like this one here, this is the one we're going to be working on, the A10 Warthog. It's a Revell, I believe that's how you say it, type brand, which they're okay. I think I like the Academies, or yeah, Academies are a little better, I think. But this right here, if you can see it, this is an actual level 4. Now I believe Revell goes 1 through 5. Let's see. Normally, if you look, you can find all the information you needed. Just look on the side of the boxes. They usually have pretty much everything. It's going to tell you the age. They're usually 12 and up. It's going to tell you your level, and also about how many hours it should take you to build this. So an average modeler could probably do that. It says 5 hours, but I don't see you doing it in 5 hours if you're painting. That's just assembly. Now, when you're painting, that's when you get into the little more higher levels. How about that? Levels 1 and 2 normally don't require any painting. You're normally just kind of snap and go. Most of them are already pre-painted. Some and a little, maybe level 2, I believe. Maybe that's when the glue comes in. I'm not for sure. But once you get to a 3, some kits only go 1 through 4. Some go 1 through 5. It just depends on the brand. So if you're only, this brand only goes 1 through 3, well, the 3 is going to be the hardest. But most of them are 1 through 4. But these guys go 1 through 5 skill levels. So this is a level 4, a 5. It basically goes from minor detail to extreme detail. You're going to go from, snapping 13 pieces together to now painting and gluing 500 pieces. That's basically the difference here. So with the kit I have here is the A10 Warthog, and I'll kind of just go over what I have here. These are tools that you'll acquire over time. I wish I had a hobby store where I live. We have Hobby Lobby, and I have Amazon. And Hobby Lobby is actually pretty decent. Everything here, everything except for this mat, I believe, yes, is from Hobby Lobby. I actually got this mat from Amazon, and it was for my, I have some Nitro RC cars, cool things. I need to bring those in here and just have them set up. But I had bought this mat for that quite a bit, so those are cool too. I might do a video on those. But anyway, this was just to kind of give you an idea of what things you're going to need, level differences, brand differences. There's paints, you have, acrylics, you'll have your spray, you'll have air gun. Now, spray is like these. Now, over here I have, obviously, regular spray paint. This is just your normal, go to Walmart, cheap, $2-3. And it's good stuff, but this is mainly for bigger stuff, like this. This thing right here stands, 2 foot tall, so there's no way you're going to be able to paint this with acrylics. It's just not going to happen. Acrylic painting is a little tedious. We'll get into that. But, for larger areas, you're going to want something you can actually spray. Now, whether it's a can or an airbrush setup, which I'll get into that. We'll get a setup, but right now I'm pretty decent at this kind of stuff. So this is what I'm sticking with, because I'm a painting machine when it comes to these guys. And paint, let me explain, on modeling, that is the biggest biggest time consuming. You want to rush it, you want it done, you just want to finish it, right? That's what we want. We want it done. But when it comes to modeling, it's all about taking your time. It's just doing certain things, taking a break, stepping away. Some days your mind is just set for it. Some days your mind is not. There's times I can come in here and be here for hours. I mean, I'll come in here, it's day, and I walk out and it's night. And I'm like, I could, there's no way I've been in here 5-6 hours. And then some days, I'm just not feeling it. So it's all about how you are. Good. Normally, when you want to get away and kind of just forget what's going on in the world sometimes, you know what I mean? Our lives can get very hectic. I mean, everybody's kind of the same, right? So this is definitely something that puts your mind at rest, because there's nothing you think about but this particular thing. So it is a very good hobby to pick up if you're trying to, I don't know, just keep yourself busy, keep your mind busy, keep, constantly thinking. These require so much attention, and if you don't put the attention to detail into them, then you're gonna get that. Your model will represent how much time and effort you put into it. How about that? It's gonna show whether you took your time and did it, or you just threw it together. That's what it's gonna show. So let's get into it. All right. Obviously, the most important thing is glue. Now, there are so many different types. I can tell you that right now. So when you walk into a store, sometimes a hobby store, it's a little overwhelming because you're like, well, I don't even know what glue to get, right? So they have these little guys, these tester brands, and they're good. I mean, they're cheap. You kind of have to learn how to use them. Don't know why they have this really bad stringy type effect. If you use them, you probably know. So when you use this kind of glue, and this is just cement for plastic, you want to be light. I've learned that over the time, right? You don't want to gunk it. This is plastic, so it's not gonna take a whole lot to get these things to actually stick. So the smaller the piece, the less the glue. That's what I've learned as well. Now, larger pieces may require a larger glue, or a larger amount of glue. But with this stuff, careful, it's stringy, especially on your paint. You do not want to paint something and it not be dry and you go to glue it. That's the worst thing you could do, because it'll ruin it all. It'll stick. Your paint will come off. It's no fun, believe me. Alright, so anyway, this glue I have, because 2-pack of it's like $4. So it's actually really cheap. And I use it on the bigger stuff. Now this one, the Mr. Cement, but you can see it's a little more like liquefied, I guess. It's a lot simpler to use because it has a nice brush, and that is wonderful. I promise you, it's wonderful. When it comes to these smaller pieces, I love to use this. And sometimes I'll even use a little both. I may use this because I want something to really stick, and then I'll just use a dab of this to kind of coat it over, and it really sticks. So this is good, and this was literally, I don't know if you can see it, was $5.99, and that's gonna last you a while.